AskReddit. What is the biggest hypocrite thing you've ever heard? Every teacher in my school keeps talking about how they're here to teach us how to think ourselves, be creative and so on. Then I look at my biology teacher who basically doesn't accept an answer on a test if you don't write it exactly as it is written in the book. How is memorizing every word in the book gonna help me become creative? My mother, whose default setting for any given day is smoke weed, take unprescribed hydrocodone, sleep, and watch TV, seemed quite fond of calling me selfish whenever I wasn't eagerly giving away anything and everything that was asked from me by her or anyone else. Food, money, car rides, daycare, you name it. If I ever said no, I was a selfish asshole who only thought about himself. This coming from the woman who hasn't worked for half my life and cheated on my dad because she felt unappreciated by him. Wonder why? Years ago in college I was talking to a girl outside on the quad and squished a cockroach. Didn't think much of it. She flipped out and started going on and on about how I violated its right to live and I shouldn't senselessly kill living things. Less than 10 minutes later she started telling me about how she wishes somebody would nuke Israel. Using your freedom of speech to silence opinions you don't agree with. Sorry not sorry, my GF in an argument. Fiance was complaining that I was playing video games too much, meanwhile she was number 2 in the world on Toon Blast. I had a friend who firmly believed that going to college was for idiots who didn't have natural talent for a specific thing. His parents are doctors. He went to an infamous for-profit school. A guy who never did any physical exercise and was out of shape was always telling others what they should do for exercise routines. Yet when he was asked what he did, the guy said, "I don't exercise because it would ruin my physique." You can't be racist against white people. Racism is racism, no matter who it's directed against. My best friend's ex-friend always said, "Oh, I can't stand it when people talk behind others' backs. Why can't everyone just be upfront and honest?" A few months later I learn that she's been spreading rumors about me to get people to stop being friends with me, and later she starts bullying my best friend, lying about them, and getting everyone to hate them. High school is great. If I liked anime, I'd be way too ashamed to ever tell someone that I like something so childish. Said by a person with a Steven Universe username and PF. Many years ago my sister said she was going to be vegan and said I should try to. The next morning she was eating eggs. My old roommate said I couldn't have friends over cause it was an invasion to his privacy, but he would trash the place doing coke with randoms from the bar and they even tried breaking into my room twig. My friend's sister, she's always lecturing her about her diet and how awful it is. Meanwhile, she's smoking a carton a week. All the people who have said the quote "we have 2 ears and 1 mouth" to me, after every time I have heard anyone use it, they would always say something along the lines of "what I have to say is better and more important than what you wanted to say, so it's best for you to shut up and let me do all the talking." Me and my friends are practicing for the talent show and this girl dances to a song my friends know, and they are dancing along, and after she finishes practicing she tells my friends to not dance along with her because it's distracting, then proceeds to sing along to everyone else's songs. So basically she gets annoyed that my friends are dancing with her in the background, but doesn't think it would be a problem for her to sing along to our songs. That if a gay person came to church they would be made welcome. Although, let's not actually let them know that by I don't know, putting it on the website /notices. In a group chat a girl judged on a guy because he said about another girl she was hot and wanted to get laid by that girl. The judging girl went like, "This is unbelievable, all men are pigs and you only want sex and that's all you care about," to literally 5 minutes later say how she wants to get f***ed by this one guy. Good old I hate drama. It comes 10 times a week from a person I know. From the person who always starts the drama. My mom told me I needed to go to therapy and get the help that I needed, but that I always refused. I said I refuse unless she went to family therapy with me so I could get the help I need. She refused and did not respond. I've had several people do this, and it's where it comes across very annoying and hypocritical. They say they believe in freedom of speech, then will turn around and tell me that certain speech should be banned and punishable as hate speech, often when it's simply over something they only want one opinion on. This happened not so long ago. Last year in high school I was getting ignored daily by the people that used to be my friends. This year I switched schools and, right after being diagnosed general anxiety disorder by a professional, they suddenly started caring about me again, wanting to catch up someday or stuff like that. Dodge that like a ducking bullet. At school when we line up after recess the teacher won't let us inside till we are quiet, but nobody gives a fuck, so they all talk. Some people try to get others quiet by screaming be quiet, still nobody gives a fuck. Not say verbally, but my stepdad is very finicky about us kids doing things, and he expects them done when he says the way he says. I've had times he's treated me like an idiot because I forgot to get and fold the laundry, but then when he forgot to get it, he just laughed and said oops. So infuriating. Know this dude who claims to be the most relatable, understanding, nicest male feminist in the world, but only wants a girlfriend who'll sit there and look pretty as he rambles about his newest anime idea. A lot of what Trump says contradicts the standard he held Obama and Hillary to, but doesn't adhere to himself. If you scroll through the responses to his tweets, you'll occasionally find pictures of old tweets of his criticizing Obama and Hillary for things he's now saying and doing. When my big sister moves out and told my mother she didn't want anyone to come over for a week because she wanted to get her pets settled and put everything where it belongs, my mother was pissed and said, how fucking dare you? If you hated us, why didn't you just say so? But when she moved she cut off contact with everyone for a month. At least my big sister called. When you were growing up, I taught you how not to be racist. A few minutes later, one reason I like moving up here is that all the blacks talk right. You can actually hear what they're saying instead of that big-lipped sloppy way of talking they usually have where we are from. Me thinking, and this is why I rarely invite you out of the house. Family, not always the best part of your life. You never do anything for us, even when we make anything you request. I almost never talk with my fathers, but when I do, it's mostly for anything but asking for something. But they haven't said that to my younger brother, even though he just asks for anything he see. A woman I barely knew was absolutely livid because I shot a deer. She had a stack of Big Macs in her passenger seat the whole time she was chewing me out for not being a morally upstanding person like her. Apparently it's not okay to kill your food, but you're allowed to pay someone else to do it. Lots of things from my parents. The biggest one I can think of is when my mother used to spank me. She once told me that she used to spank my older sister when she was a baby, but then stopped because mother realized that it wasn't right. However, she used to spank me all the time. That didn't stop her. Worse still, I had seen her share articles about long-term effects people experience from spanking when they were children, which upset me enough. The rich part was that she completely denied the fact that she used to spank her kids. Shut up, you have to listen to me, because I did the same for you. Some girl once said to my friend who was practicing for a language speaking exam, even though we were having completely different conversations, and she had kept talking whilst I was practicing for mine. Yikes. Went to a movie theater to play at the arcade with 2 friends. Posted funny Snapchats and the like. A third friend that said he was busy for most of the night texted me afterwards asking where his invite was. After talking that out, he asked if we could go see a movie next week, and I said yeah, our other 2 friends wanna see it too. He then said he didn't wanna see it with or hang out with them. Being told by my grandma to go outside more often. I was spending too much time inside on the computer, so I go hang out with my friend all day and ride horses more than once, and she complains about that. At that point, I gave up and did what I felt like doing. A friend of mine from Hawaii is in his 50s and gay. One day years ago I went over to his shack and there was a young man there. Later on my friend tells me he is straight, but my friend gave him $100 so my friend could suck the young guy off. Anyways, after a week or 2 of seeing this guy around he disappeared. Well, my friend confessed he got arrested. He was in the run from Texas for raping a girl. And my friend knew this from day 2 when the guy got drunk and confessed. Now my buddy doesn't tell anyone, just because he doesn't want to lose a straight guy suck to suck. Now go forward in time to these days. My friend is always on Facebook bitching about rapists in the White House and rapist Republicans everywhere. Fucking hypocrite.